back with another edition. Today I want to talk about 2017 and all of the SEO changes that are going to be going on with it. Search engine optimization continues to be constantly changing, and I'd like to remind everybody that if you had good results 10 years ago, 5 years ago, if you're one of those companies that had a website ranking on the front page, and then all of a sudden it's not doing that anymore, you're not alone. That's kind of been happening for a reason. Biggest thing to understand is that Google's in the business of making money just like anybody else is. So for the past 10 years, slowly but surely, they've been chipping away and making the real estate smaller on Google. There's been less and less real estate on Google than previously. The Google Maps pack used to be 7 listings, now it's 3. Now there's big national companies that are popping up like Yelp, Yellow Pages, Angie's List. Those didn't used to pop up before. It used to be like the whole front page was littered with local small business websites, and now that's not the case. So things are constantly changing. Big changes for 2017. The first big change is that link building is going to become less and less important. We don't do too much link building just because of how expensive it is, how time consuming it is, and how much we would have to charge for it. Link building is currently the most effective way to do search engine optimization these days. I won't deny it. However, I will make the case that link building is soon going to be obsolete, probably within the next few years from now at some point. The main reason is because the vast majority of traffic is now mobile, now close to 60% according to ComScore. Close to 60% of all people that access the internet, they do it from a mobile device. So because of that, when it comes to links and linking to other websites, you can't really do that from a cell phone. If you're on the computer, you can copy and paste a link and you link to a website, and Google counts that as important. But when you're on a cell phone, it's really hard to do copy and paste, so not as many people do that. People do push the share button. When they're on social media, they will push share and share content that way. But as far as link building being so important, Google's going to have to start to devalue that a little bit, because the vast majority of consumers and people and customers, they're not organically going to be doing that. It's going to be a situation where the only people that really do links are the people that are marketers that are trying to game the system, trying to get a website ranked, which is not what Google intends. That's not what they want. So that's going to be a big change. Search engine optimization in general, I really believe that the only real big opportunity of value right now is the long tail keywords that are out there, the keywords that are really specific. Half of all searches are 4 words or more. Going after that side is really like the last frontier with search engine optimization. It's sort of when the pioneers went out to the West Coast in America, out to California. Last bit of land that's left. Same type of deal with the long tail keywords and the specific keywords. It's the last opportunity that you have to get customers and get advertisement on Google without having to pay for every single time someone clicks. Other big changes going on in 2017 is, so what would Google replace the link building with? If link building is not going to be more important, what's going to take its place? The big thing is going to be user engagement. Google is going to look at the activity on the website and what people do when they actually get there. So they're going to look at something called a click-through rate, also known as CTR in the industry. Click-through rate is basically the amount of views you get on the first page of Google divided by the amount of clicks. So if you have 100 people looking at the first page of Google where your website's listed, and 2 people happen to click on it, then you have a click-through rate of 2%. But if you have 100 people looking at the first page of Google and you get 10 clicks, then you have a click-through rate of 10%, which is significantly better than 2%. So it's possible that websites with a higher click-through rate, websites that are more likely to be clicked on when being listed and advertised on the first page of Google, Google might look at that as saying, oh, this content's more popular, so we're going to give it better rankings. So I think that is going to be kind of a factor. Another factor is going to be other stuff like dwell time, how often people stay on the website, how often they bounce. A bounce is when they go on the website and they leave without clicking on anything. Google also might look at people scrolling down a page as another way of saying that people like the content. Another factor would be the load time. The load time is probably one of the more significant things, especially on cell phones. When if you do not have a mobile website and someone's on their cell phone, they go on your website, it's not so much that you could lose rankings on the search engines simply because you don't have a mobile website, or because you have to kind of zoom in, zoom out, scroll up and down, go left, right, up and down in order to get through the website, navigate through the pages. It's not just that by itself in terms of why you might lose your rankings on Google. The other main reason is just because of load time. The fact that a non-mobile website is going to take so long to load up. Google doesn't like that anymore, because people don't like that. People want the website to load up as fast as possible, which is why the mobile websites are so popular to begin with. So having a website that loads quickly will be another factor in terms of making it more likely that your website does well with search engine optimization. Another big change and another big factor is going to be the Internet of Things, IoT, known as the industry. What is the Internet of Things? Internet of Things would be any device in the house that is able to be connected to the internet. So your TV can connect to the internet. A lot of appliances these days are connecting to the internet. Refrigerators are connecting to the internet. You now have devices like Google Home, Amazon's Echo Dot, some of the more popular voice assistants, which is pretty much what they are. So the reason why those things are relevant is because voice search is going to be on the rise. People will be asking these voice assistants like the Echo Dot. They're going to be asking a question of like how to cook this, or where can I go to get a taxi, different things like that. So the long tail keywords and the specific keywords are really well positioned for an uptick in people doing voice search, because when people do voice search, they don't like, let's say if they need airport transportation, they're not going to say, okay Google, okay Siri, I need airport transportation LAX. They're not going to do that. They're going to say, can you give me a list of companies that do Mercedes black car transportation to the LAX airport? They're going to be more specific like that. They're going to say, I need transportation to Yankee Stadium. I need a stretch limo going to Verizon Center in Washington, D.C. They're going to be more specific like that. So if you have content and you're focusing on these specific keywords, you're going to be better positioned for people having more conversations with these voice assistants like Siri, like OK Google. So that's another big change too. Finally, I would mention that with search engine optimization, it really is no different than going to a casino and playing a slot machine. I mean, it really is no different. The odds of having success like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it was way easier to do search engine optimization. But because Google wants to make money, Google doesn't want small businesses to be able to get customers without having to pay for it. They want people to have to pay for the customers. They don't want the small businesses to get them for free. So keep in mind that when you're doing search engine optimization, especially when you're going after keywords that are popular and really, really competitive, it's really like going to the slot machine. Sure, there's going to be a few lucky companies that'll hit the jackpot and get really good results, but the vast majority of people are going to be losing time and money on trying to get ranked organically without having to pay for the clicks. So just be careful how much money you're spending. Don't spend too much. With Custom Way, we encourage our clients to do around $100 a month. It's not a large amount of money. So it makes it easier to continue to do it, because the first 6 months to a year, you're not really going to get an uptick in customers or phone calls, emails, text messages. So just be careful if you're working with anybody. Be careful on how much money you're spending, how much you're investing in it. There's a lot of people that are out there that are gonna, I could sit in this chair and I could I could call somebody up and I could promise I could figure out what the small business owner wants me to say, and I could say like, oh yeah, we'll get you on page one. We're gonna do all these things quickly. We're gonna get you all these phone calls, and you're paying, it's only going to be a couple $1,000s, and we'll be able to do all this great stuff, and you have to wait 6 months, but we already have your money. I mean, you could literally do that. So just be careful, because people can sit in a chair and they could literally say whatever they want to try and get your money. I always try and make sure that I'm not promising something that I can't deliver, because in this business, just as I'm sure it's similar to a lot of other businesses that are out there, main value is having a long-term relationship with clients and customers, and you don't want to lose that. You don't want to burn your bridge. Otherwise, if you're burning bridges, it's your business isn't really going to grow, because you're constantly having to get new customers, build more relationships, because people don't trust you after you burn them. So yeah, if you guys do search engine optimization, those are some of the things to look out for.